Maybe it'll help you. Maybe it won't. You be the judge.
Yeah, it need to be
So,
full. Just like that.
I'll put respect on my name. Sheena. So lovely.
And then she rides all the way up and defend herself.
They will either watch your lifestyle or learn to live it themselves. It's not nothing that you can prove to them. Like, try Jesus. Try him. Welcome to Maybe We Can Help, the podcast where we give our unsolicited advice. Maybe it'll help you. Maybe it won't. You be the judge. I'm Tasia Royale.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Risha.
And men ain't got standard. Nah, what was it? Men don't uphold standards.
Well,
no, that's still wrong. Men uphold standards more than women uphold their standards. Is that it? They let me crash and burn right here, right now. I forgot what it is.
When men don't hold standards as much as women hold standards. I think that's what
opposite.
you're getting at.
I think it's women.
Oh, no, y'all trying to come for men on this podcast. That's why I'm up here. What's up, guys? I'm Aaron. She didn't introduce me at all. But yeah, I think you were saying that women uphold standards more than women. I mean, women. Lord, she got
Everybody
me messed up. Women uphold standards more than men. I think.
No, men uphold standards more than women.
But it's the way the angle she's coming. Like basically, they have more standards for us to do.
Yes.
Versus
and also keep that in your mind. Men uphold some standards more than women. Keep that part in your mind, right? But then you come over to this side, they have standards that they don't abide by. So say if they're whoremongers, they don't want to get with a whoremonger. Like they don't want to marry a whoremonger. You know, that's kind of what we're saying. So men be having standards.
So men's standards are biased.
That's what it is. So men have biased standards, and then also men have standards that they uphold better than women. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And we have Aaron on the panel because y'all be talking about y'all be needing a man to come up here and speak for y'all men. So we have a man up here.
Mm-hmm. He going to be y'all knight in shining armor. He going to rescue y'all today.
Possibly. We'll see. So we brought Aaron up here for that reason and that reason alone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So who wants to start off?
You.
Oh. I just really do believe though that men have certain standards that they they require. But if a woman has those standards and they don't like, let me see what I'm getting at, because that whole title.
They always telling women to lower their standards.
Now
to find a man.
Telling, technically, yeah.
Or baby, you ain't gonna find no perfect man, which is true. But it's like, oh, well, so I got to deal with the fact that he sleep around or the fact that he still drink a little bit. Like,
and I don't think that's their fault though.
Who?
I think that's our fault as women, as a society. We do not uphold the same standards as they do. Like, you notice that
you mean y'all don't hold the same standards the way we do.
The way you do. Like, they stand 10 toes down on not dating a woman or keeping a woman that's cheated, that has cheated or that has been out there. They be like, nah, I'm not finna marry that. But a woman would be like, oh, it's okay. And I think we low-key do that because it's not that many good men out there. Like, I think if we see I think they see a little inkling of a good man, they're just like, I gotta hold on to it no matter what he does. You know what I'm saying? They gotta hold on to it no matter what he does. And it's a plethora of good women. Plethora of good women out there. It's just like, oh yeah, I don't gotta deal with this,
right? Because I can get another one, and she'll be just as crazy about me as you were.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. Aaron, do you agree? Nod yes.
Yeah, I do agree.
See?
I think there are more good women out there that
it is good men.
Yeah.
Or even straight men.
Only.
I'm sorry.
I
mean, the world has changed. Like, you don't even know some of these women's men's. Some of these these women's are straight men's and they look pretty.
First of all,
they look
please
like pretty
stop
women.
adding the S.
They look like pretty women, but they
these
men's.
women. I will date a women's.
Well,
it's hard for men to pick.
It is hard for men.
I have never met a person that I was like, oh, that's a man. But so I think men genuinely, most men can probably tell for the most part. I ain't saying there ain't some outliers out there, but I think for the most part you can tell.
Get you a good strong woman.
Yeah, but I think as far as the standards go, I think men do hold stronger to their standards.
Because they can.
Because they can, for the very reason you said. Like, there are more women out there that, are, let's say, trying not to do this, that, and the third. And women and guys trying to do whatever they want. So, I mean, hey, look. Yeah, I ain't out there doing nothing crazy. She shouldn't be out there doing nothing crazy. But it's harder for a man not to be out there doing something crazy with a woman than it is for a woman to be out there doing something crazy with a man.
It's like the rule of competition. If you have 7 gas stations, then you have competition. If there's one gas station, then you have more people fighting to get into the gas station. So, that's pretty much what happens.
Do y'all think some women should settle in being alone?
I'm fine with that. If someone doesn't come that meets my standards, I'm literally okay with that. It would be nice to have a partner, and because I believe I'm a great partner, and I've built myself up to a certain level and a certain mindset to be able to communicate well and all those things. But if that does not come along, I'd rather be alone than to lower my standards.
Okay, so how old, higher or lower would you go?
Maybe 30.
She like I'm young.
Lies. No, I don't. 35 is pushing it.
So 36.
To, I would say, 49.
Okay. So 36 to 49. If you save, love the Lord.
No.
Okay.
This ain't that.
Because she's standing on business.
And
so it's not really technically men's fault that it's not really their fault that we don't hold on to our standards. Women just need to
man's fault.
It's not a man.
It's not a man's fault. It's not a man's fault that we don't.
Not man's fault.
We don't stand. We don't stand up to our standards.
It took me a little bit. I had to laugh.
We as women
it's more
need
circumstantial.
to stand up to our.
We feel the pull to lower them just to have somebody.
And I think society does the same thing, because it's like, okay, you have to have a baby by this time. You have to have a career by this time. You have to do all of these things. And we're just trying to some people are trying to rushing to try to get married, trying to have a baby instead of like just.
And that's understandable, because, I mean, for a woman, after 35, we're high risk. So if you want children, you're on a ticking time clock, as far as your ability to have it safely and then still be able to bounce back. Also just to be able to raise them, and be able to keep up with them and not be to the point where you are.
Y'all heard that sound? They was like, they said it was a girl crying. She was like, because she had a baby in her older age. She was like, I'm going to be all at the graduation. And they going to be like, your grandma here. I'm going to be like, no, that's my mom.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and your body, the stuff that your body goes through, you kind of want to be young. Thankfully, I was pretty young when I had my babies, and I wouldn't have it no other way. Because I was able to chase behind them. My energy level was high enough to keep up with toddlers. My patience, because I was able to, keep up. I had, energy. I still got energy now, thank God. Hallelujah. Good genes. But I'm saying that, like, and my body was able to bounce back.
Okay, so let's talk about the bias that men can have sometimes. Do y'all believe that dang, I lost my train of thought.
Earlier we were talking about how basically like what you said, they will be like, I want to what's your body count,
Yeah.
And
oh, it's just 2. Oh, that's too much.
Yeah,
that's too much. Meanwhile, they got 7.
Teen or T.
I don't think most men
7T.
care about 2, but I think honestly some men kind of get cringy around
when you go to the other finger.
Yeah,
the other hand.
The other hand, kind of other hand and up. Like when you start pointing it out,
you get
just
to
like,
the other hand, they
just like as far as wifey material, not as far as sleeping with material. Because I really believe like a man will sleep with.
Yeah, and have a whole relationship with you.
A
I remember we were in the salon one time, and a gentleman had came in, and the girl was paying for his hair, and he told us straight up, "I'll never marry her."
Yeah,
but I'm comfortable here, and we've been in this relationship for 10 years.
Oh Lord.
And he was, actively looking.
You know, it's crazy that we even talking about that because I was on TikTok live and it was 2 females out there talking about how they were engaged. One was saying she was engaged and they had been together 11 years. I said, oh, like, you know, like I was like, what's taking so long? You know, and she was like, well, we kind of want to wait. You know, I want a nice wedding. I want to do this for me. It's for me. I'm like, so it took you 11 years to want to make this wedding? And then the other girl was like, yeah, we've been together for like years. And she was like, they're going to go to the courthouse and do it that way, like, type thing. But they already have a child. They already live together. She was like, what are we waiting for? We might as well just do it. And I was like, but y'all still wait a year. Like, is it y'all or is it them? Men? Like, is it both? Like, is it a mutual decision? And if so, what's wrong? Like, I get that people want the wedding, but it's like,
you never know who it is. Because I remember a circumstance amongst people that we know where it was the female
that was holding it up.
And he wanted to get married. Yeah. So you just don't know.
You really don't know,
right? Because sometimes women can be comfortable.
When women, right? I'm about to say, what do you think that is when women do that? And we always look at the man like, you need to go ahead and marry her. What is it when a woman?
I think it's the same thing on both ends, and that is believing you can do better.
Believing that they can get a better partner.
Yes, on both ends. What do you think, Aaron?
When a woman
if a woman waits, she thinks she can do something. She can get better. Because when you find something that is everything you want, why wait? Like if you find your dream house,
we don't want to rush nothing. It's been 11 years.
That's crazy word to me. It's been 11 years. We don't want to rush.
What do you mean?
Unless you started dating in middle school, or high school.
Right. She has her oldest child was 20.
Whew.
And then the other girl, her oldest child was 13. So I was like,
they want to get married on their deathbed.
It just really blew me because I was like, God, help me not to be judgmental. But I'm like, like when a woman is holding it back, we understand that we're like, oh, that man don't really want you if it's him. But if he does, or if it's just something y'all, you want as a woman, why?
I've never understood that.
I think some women think they could do better.
That actually would make the most sense because it does not make sense to be living with someone, having kids with someone, paying bills with someone, vacationing with someone, but not marrying them. I think that is the craziest.
It doesn't.
You are literally doing everything. You're doing everything that in marriage, but marrying them.
I'm gonna tell y'all something crazy. When I was on the dating app and this guy that was interested in me, I found out that he was in a relationship, but he was out of the relationship. He was done with the person, but they were still living together. So he was like,
he couldn't get out that lease right then.
That part. See, that's what I'm talking about. I am ready to move on, but I'm not financially stable enough to get somewhere on my own. So I'm looking for a partner willing to date me while I live with this woman. And we, you know what I'm saying? And we move in together.
I heard it opposite. I've heard of a married couple, Tabitha Brown. She said her and her husband, there were times where they had to stay together because they were so broke. Like they couldn't divorce.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Like some people, it's like it's comfort. It's rough out here. Y'all know these apartments about $2,000.
Yeah, I get it.
For rent. And then, let's not talk about electric, car payments, all of these things. So it's just like, I might as well stay in this.
So why try to have a wedding that's gonna make you broke versus just getting married
for the dream?
Let's go back and answer the question.
You already if that's the case, if you with him because you can't afford it, it ain't no dream. You're just gonna be dreaming a mist.
Aaron,
just get married.
Do you believe that men and women both stay together?
Lord,
I mean, stated. What did you say?
when they basically if they
are still together,
if they're together but they're not getting married, like one or the other doesn't. Do you agree most of the time it's because they think they can do better?
Well, I think in this day and age, people just don't value marriage as much. So that's just the first thing. It's an afterthought.
Well, we're talking about, okay, but, like, it's been 10 years, and now you're just like, like, basically, both of them are the marrying type. They just haven't married each other. One doesn't want to, or the other.
So, if a man don't want to, it's because you done gave yourself up, and he ain't got no reason to get married. Mm-hmm. Like, you've already opened yourself up to him. There's no reason to get married. Let's just live how we is, because I don't want you to have ties to my money. And I don't want to have ties to you. If something go wrong, I can leave when I want to, and there's no legal issues. And so if a man don't do it, then that's probably why, because why I got to? I get everything that I'm going to get in a marriage.
But nowadays, you have common law marriage.
In some places. But that is not everywhere. That ain't even... States.
Not in North Carolina. You can't do that in North Carolina.
That's just a few select states that you can do that. And even then, you ain't really make the covenant with God, but that's another story.
That part.
So if it's a man, then I think that's what it is. He just getting what he want, and he ain't got no reason. And so in that case, if the woman was to cut it off, she would have to cut it off in the beginning. Because if you cut it off 10 years later, I mean... You know what, ma'am?
You might as well stay.
Go on somewhere. But there are some men that would be like, okay, let's go ahead and do it. But then you know why he doing it. It ain't because he really want to be married. And so that kind of shows the mentality again. And, all this is from a Christian perspective. But, in a world perspective, then, hey, whatever. But if a woman does it, that is... an interesting situation.
That's what I'm saying. Like, sis,
I agree with Sheena. She thinks she can get something better.
Definitely. Like, if she had the amount of money right now in her account, she'd probably dip out.
Or anything else. The emotional intelligence.
Yeah, with that other topic.
There was a woman that he made her feel like she did the lottery.
Thing.
Yeah, we
and
did.
She was
But that was
out.
only 4 years, and they weren't like, I'm not saying that's the typical dating age or years, but 4 years isn't 11 years.
4 years is a long daggone time.
In the world,
you can't get 4 years
I think 4 years is good for people. It's not in Christ.
4 years is never good.
4 years
because how you going 4 years and y'all ain't doing nothing?
Oh no,
I said in the world.
In the world. Why they doing it?
Yeah,
look, my whole point is, my thought process is, look, if y'all in the world and y'all already doing what y'all doing, I agree. What the heck you need to get married for? You already doing it?
Yeah.
You already doing it. Why? It's honestly just gonna bring more headache, because if y'all already living like y'all living and y'all been doing what y'all doing, if y'all aren't trying to do stuff for Christ, go ahead and live how you live. Who the heck cares? Like, you might as well not. Like, I'm just being honest. If you're not trying to live for Christ, I don't see an issue with them not getting married. Because even if you do get married, you're not living for Christ, so you're going to end up in the same place. It don't matter. Do what you do if you're in the world and you don't want to get married. But if you are a Christian and you are trying to get married, then stuff changes, because now y'all are abstaining. And I can guarantee you,
you can't do
that man ain't about to be abstaining for 4 years.
No, heck
it's not happening.
Jesus help.
You can give him a year at best. And I wasn't that guy, because we 4 months in, it was old. And we still good 10 years later. But ain't no dude about to wait 4 years with a woman if he's in Christ, because he's still a human. It's just not going to happen, man. So that's why, we always hear, Christians don't, quote unquote, court for a long time.
You shouldn't.
You make the decision. And the most I would give it is a year. I think that might be a little long.
6 months.
But that's what I'm about to say. I give it about 6 to 8 months. But even if you give it a year, fine. But after that year, hey, look, some blood working. So what's going on here?
What you trying to do? Yeah,
let's stay distant.
What you mean distance?
Like
long distance?
Yeah.
Even
that
then,
don't matter.
Even then, you can get married.
Look,
no,
I heard.
I'm saying like
he's doing.
I heard a wise
not
woman
doing
say.
Not doing things.
I heard a wise woman say, if he ain't getting it from you,
he getting it from somewhere.
he getting it from somewhere.
What if he's practicing abstinent himself for his own walk with Christ?
You know, some people
can, but when you have somebody that you actually want to be with, what the heck is the purpose of practicing it after a year?
But you know, some people don't believe that like abstinence is just sex with another person. Some people believe you can still use corn.
Corn. Okay, I know what you mean.
Corn if you are abstinence because you're not physically having intercourse with someone else.
Just a quick side note, and
corn.
Just a quick side note. This is hilarious. I don't even know if I should be saying this on YouTube.
What if a kernel come off and
you silly? Anyway, you know, I really don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Bump it. Mormons do something called soaking.
In what?
You just go in and don't move, don't hump.
Yep.
And I seen somebody. Hold up. Listen. You just wait. Listen, y'all gonna think I'm crazy.
It is very true.
Yes, and look, there was a young lady. There was a young lady and a young man that decided to do that, and I don't understand this. But she asked her friend to come in and jump on the bed so that they won't actually.
That's exactly what they do.
So that they won't actually doing nothing.
To jump up and down on the bed because they're not moving.
They're not allowed to.
They're not the ones that's doing it.
Yeah, they're not the ones.
It's just happening because of the motion of them
the
jumping.
Bed.
That's how they work. That's
gonna be so uncomfortable. I would never ask none of y'all to come in the room
where they get married.
Yes, it's a very real thing. Unfortunately, some of the younger Mormons, that's what they're doing.
Are into it more,
and it's very true.
Lord, your people are finding new ways to sin, Lord.
It's true.
Your people are finding new ways to sin.
You just sit. I'm just gonna sit in here. I can't.
He's jumping on the bed. Huh? My bad. All right. Well, it's unfortunate, but that's what they do.
True.
So look, man, that's why it's like, look, God made, you cleave to a wife or a husband. That's what you do, man, and you ain't got to burn with lust.
I am flabbergasted.
I'm beyond flabbergasted. I'm still like, he jumping on the what now? The what?
I'll be so ashamed to say, Tay, can you come jump on the bed? I would be so ashamed.
I'd be like, I beg you darn pardon.
Risha would have so many questions. Can you come jump on the bed real quick?
I just the fact that
they have someone else come jump on the bed.
Because that threw me.
So therefore, they're not making any motion themselves.
But what was the motion when you actually put it there?
It's just it. You're just soaking.
It had to get there. No, it had to get there some way.
You're just there. That's their mentality, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so,
not really doing anything.
Your people, Lord.
But I mean, that's what they think. So that's why I'm like, look, go ahead. That's why I'm like, you shouldn't wait. I personally don't think you should wait more than a year because then you start making up dumb stuff like soaking. Like it don't make sense. Like, bro, just get married. Like, what's the point of waiting? If that's who you know you want to be with. Just wait, and look, I'm gonna tell you, I don't care
and
what.
If you don't know, please move on.
I don't care what these dudes say for real. You know if you want to be married or not, and you know if you want to be married to that person after 6 to 8 months. You know if you're in a
if you're
mindset,
interested on
the
first
Christian
date.
mindset.
If you're being real, you know that if you're interested or not on the first date. That could change, but you know if you're interested or not. You spent some time with them. You're just like, oh my God, I think I like this person after a first date.
I definitely believe at a certain age, what you dating for? If you are exclusive with somebody after a certain age, it's just like, what's the purpose of dating?
Exactly.
At 30, I feel like 29 to 30, you should stop playing these games. Stop playing games with people. Settle down. But there be people like in their 60s that have never been married, that
haven't settled down.
Haven't settled down. I'm just be like, what is you doing?
But still playing though. It's a difference if you in your 60s, 70s, whatever, and you don't want a relationship. That's cool. But when you out here still playing.
My only thing about not wanting now, everybody shouldn't get married. I don't believe everybody is for marriage because y'all people be awful. But I just be thinking, do y'all think about like just make sure you have something in place for if something happens to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
If something happens to you, you should want somebody. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing having your mom or your sister come and bathe you, but if that is to happen, just make sure something is in place so you can have a nurse or because everybody's gonna not everybody, like a community of some sort. Because if you live long enough, you're gonna get old and you might need a little bit of help. Sometimes everybody doesn't, but like a lot of times your partner is the person who takes care of you. Y'all remember The Notebook?
Yeah, I love that movie.
That was
I had a nerd tell me that movie was trash or something. I was like, well, why?
Who said you that?
There's a person.
She was definitely toxic.
I mean,
she was. They were together. When you think about it, they
loved each other.
They were not.
Such a beautiful
they weren't a good fit. They
what?
weren't a good thing. Like they
went through some things.
They were a good fit.
They learned through it, but
they were just.
It was a lot.
Also, at the cost of another person's feelings. You know what I mean?
Because she had to leave her fiance.
Yeah, like
I think that she was trying to appease
and trying
what
to
she
move
felt
on.
forced to do. Because her parents were. They basically snatched her away from him.
Yeah.
Right.
And she didn't think she'd ever see him again.
Yeah.
And so she tried to move on with her life. And then one day he came knocking through the newspaper.
Through the newspaper.
When she saw him again,
every last feeling came right back up.
Well, I think that she just had to show him. It would have been like, oh, but he built her the house he promised. That's what made her pass out.
He really loved her, and he was just like, why did she never write back?
Yeah, he didn't know.
Never got one.
And she didn't either.
Yeah, no,
because the mother was taking the
letters,
right?
That's why I'm like, no, the parents was toxic. They just had to sift through all of that.
Yeah,
really.
That's I understand why you want your daughter to, especially coming from that lifestyle, you don't want her to go down.
Yeah. Right, but then she was at the end of the movie looking at the worker, the one she let get away, and didn't want her daughter to be in the same predicament. Remember? She was
because she wonders what her life would have been like. She would have been filthy and dirty, and
But I think she loved him.
Happy.
She would have been happy.
That's what she kind of was saying. Like even
she was saying that.
Yeah, even though she has these nice things, she would have been
happy.
Well, I think she believes she's happier where she is.
I didn't get that. I got that.
That's what I got. Because why not want that for her if you truly believe you'd be happier?
She gave her the letters though after that.
I think she is has tolerated for so long. It's just like, this is my life I want now. I mean, though I believe that life would have been good, I think this is the life I want, and I'm glad I stayed here. But I don't think she's in love with her. Was in love with her husband the way she was in love with that man.
I think she's in love with her status.
Correct.
Yeah, he gave her,
not the
and
husband.
She's like, because she was like, she just wanted her daughter to know she understood more than she thought she did, and so she took her and said, "That's the man I was in love with, but I chose this, and because of that, you grew up in the best schools. You have this, you have that. I'm well provided for. I don't have to worry when my husband passes away. You don't have to worry. We don't have to worry. Like basically, life is set up."
Real quick, name a black movie that they gave a woman two good choices. Because in Notebook, she had two great choices. In Sweet Home Alabama, she had two good choices. Name a black movie where the lady had two good choices.
Most of the time in the black movies, they give the men two good choices.
Look at there.
Because the
what's a black man with two good choices then? A movie with a black man with two good choices.
Oh my God, what is that movie?
Can't think of one.
I can.
But y'all watch more movies than I
do. Love and Basketball to me. She seemed like she loved him. She seemed like she was there for him.
He did have two good choices. He did have two good choices.
And then
she did not though.
Nope. No, that's why I said normally they give the
she didn't have a choice.
Black
period.
Man,
no options.
Two good choices, and there was another one too. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, they'll give
a black man
before they will.
They gave, well, that wasn't too good choice. That's just one. I about to say, Deliver Us from Evil. LL Cool J was good, but he was horrible because he was just playing it. But he actually was a good guy though.
What was the other choice?
She didn't have one. That's why I said it was actually just one choice.
It was just one choice. She needed deliverance from herself though.
Yeah.
She was toxic. I'm trying to think of. I'm really trying to like actively think. Is there a movie where the woman has two good choices?
Oh, a black woman now?
Yeah.
Not that I can think.
Not that I can think
well,
of.
the thing is, they love to put, Caucasian people. No offense to my Caucasian brothers and sisters, in great positions. Because even with white women, have y'all ever seen that one movie, Maid of Honor? Two great choices.
She did have two good choices.
And then Leap Year, I think it was.
I don't remember
where she went to Ireland.
I seen that.
Yeah, and the man she was, it's two great choices. So I could think of a lot of movies that are like that for white people, but
nope, can't think of one for black people.
And in Love and Basketball, I don't think she had one good choice.
What was you about?
I'm about to say Issa. She have good choices.
They were
that people think that Nathan was a good choice. I don't think he was. Not his mental instability.
Yeah, I don't think in Love and Basketball she had one good choice.
She didn't.
What was Code?
But that was in high school, and we never
didn't know him.
Yeah, we didn't know him. But he was trying to press up on her.
Right, he was, and she was like,
"Nah, I want that." But
honey,
she spread them legs wide eagle for Q.
Right, that same night.
And he wasn't a good choice, y'all. I'm sorry. I know that y'all love that movie. To me, it was about toxicity.
I think we need
toxic
a better black community writing better movies.
That part
about love and
we
life.
want some rom-coms.
Black women,
we really
some
rom-coms.
Yes. Something lighter and fluffier.
Because
it'd be so cute.
Matter.
If y'all can think of some black movies where
put them in the comments. I can't think of one.
Black women had two good choices. Let us know.
I can't think of one. Because standards matter. And honestly, women as a people, we really should stand on business with these standards way more. I don't care if it's 7 men on earth and we got to fight for the last bit of men. You need to stand on business. Because
it matters.
It does matter.
Yeah, because you'll lose you.
Every time.
You will lose you. Choosing something just because, even if he's...
if your list got
25%,
and then he only check off 2 or 3,
get to that 80.
Man, what?
I'll take that. When they always talk about the 80-20 rule, let him get the 80, sis. Don't you take no 40, 30, 20. No, get to the 80.
One thing I will say, do y'all think men's standards of leadership has diminished? Because oftentimes, especially in our Christian faith, God gives the commandment to the man to lead the household and do these things with the household. And do you think those standards have diminished over time? Like the responsibility has honestly shifted to the woman?
I think that these women...
I think men be
a lot of the times in the black community, you see countless single mothers, and the mother's affections she tends to take her son and like put her hopes and dreams for a man on him, kind of. And instead of teaching him to be a man, a lot of times she spoils him. This is my baby boy. This is my son. That's my everything. But she don't know how to put that weight on him.
That was the responsibility of the father.
Right. To be a man. No, go take out the trash. Do this, do that. Make sure you get it all done. Mothers are letting their sons play the game all day long without any responsibility. And then they're complaining. All he want to do is play that game, or all he want to do is sit around, or all he want to do. You've never put weight on him. You've never put weight on his shoulders.
That's what I'm saying. Like we keep going back to the mother, the responsibility.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what's happening to the standards of men being leaders. How can he lead?
because no man ever taught him how to.
Right, so that's where you're seeing it become a little more watered down.
When you talking about Christian men too, like I just be feeling like a lot of times Christian men, they have this misconstrued perspective of it. Some, not all, but some, and it's not a humbling leadership way. And to lead, you have to be humble. You know what I'm saying? Like as you submit to God, it's a humbling experience. And I just feel like, they be like, well, I'm the man, I'm supposed to, like, they get puffed up in their role versus being humble to serve God and their wife or their future wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a puffed up position. And I feel like that happens in it, and it causes them to be catty sometimes or argumentative or just dominant for, like, all the wrong reasons versus in a masculine way that's healthy. That's my opinion, though.
I can agree. I feel like, and I don't speak for all men. I'm not a man speaker. But I do think as men, you guys really kind of need to step up. There's a lot of generations coming behind you guys that are failing already. Yeah. Like they already don't have much hope for them. Like they are horrible children.
And we believe in y'all. So I believe in
y'all coaches,
y'all can do this.
Teachers, brothers, you need to step friends. Up. Like legit, learn. If you don't have it for yourself, get it for yourself so you can get it to somebody else. Yeah. Like
they need you.
They really do need you. We cannot keep having broken homes. We cannot keep having baby daddies. And I'm not just putting it all on men because a woman has a choice to lay down with you and who to choose. But if you have a child with somebody and you guys have created a broken home, you still need to be in that child's life. You still need to be in that child's life.
10 toes down.
Showing that, especially if it's a boy. Girls need you too. But if it's a boy, you really do need to step it up. You can't keep continuing letting generations after generations of single mothers raise boys.
For sure.
And then complain. Man, these boys saw. Where are you at?
Where are they crashing out? It's not even so much that they even call them soft anymore. They just call them crazy. Oh, they wild. They crazy. They didn't have no guidance. They don't even know what to do with their emotions. They crashing out, as young people say.
Right.
I'm gonna crash out on them just because you don't know how to
deal
with
your anger. I would never talk to a lady like that. Well, maybe you need to teach them how to talk to somebody.
So I mean,
and we can do this. When I say we, as a community,
I love that.
I
really love what you said.
Because let's encourage. I want to encourage you guys. I have a son. I want him to be a better leader, than anyone before him. And of course, as a woman, I'm doing the very best I know how to make sure he is that. And I do. I put the weight on his shoulders that I saw my dad kind of put on his sons when my dad, whenever my dad was present. And other than that, I can only go as far as the knowledge that I have as a woman. But we can do this. I believe that, we as a community, even with these young girls, we can step it up, women.
Yes.
Because there's so many women. Yes.
And get rid of your
teach them how to dress. Because, honey, you can't let it all hang out like that.
You don't have to be snappy all the time. Like, you ain't always got to say something back. Like,
that part.
It's not always
necessary.
Self-respect in your imagery. Like,
when
how
you're on
dressing.
the internet, how you carry yourself. We are not objects. And so showing you everything that we have is a show that of my lack of self-respect. And you ladies out there that are doing that are a reflection of me, because we're talking about even these black movies that we want to change, and we want rom-coms and everything like that. But the standard, and another thing is, let's stop glorifying ratchet, because we're saying, all black women aren't ratchet, and everything like that. Then stop snapping your neck. You know what I'm saying? Stop being like, and doing all of that stuff petty that glorifies it. Because if you want, let's carry ourselves as we seen women. Like, I love the Felicia Rashads of the world, the
with grace, and integrity,
Michelle Obamas of the world, the what's that? Your favorite? One of your the poet Maya Angelou's of the world. Like, those ladies, to me, are the standard.
Correct.
You know, and they would not be caught doing some of the things that we as Black women are doing today. And so if we want to change that narrative and we want to see ourselves in lighter movies, then let's position ourselves to be that.
Better.
And not all of us are acting that way. Let's be very clear. But as long as we glorify the ones that are, that's the standard that we'll get. That's the narrative that they'll keep pushing. Mm-hmm. So it's up to us.
For sure.
I like that. I think that's a great ending.
Me too.
Speak on it, sister.
We gotta be the change.
Be the change, and let's do it as a community. The enemy causes division, so let's come together and be better.
Yeah, I commit myself to
it. Amen. This has been another episode of Maybe We Can Help. I am Tejoriel.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Risha.
Please like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you know when another video is posted. Thank y'all so much for your continued support. We appreciate you. Much love. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.